Good evening, people. Tonight's live discussion is fairly important. It's for people like myself, people who may not quite be there yet, who want to get off heroin, get off opiates, all types of opiates, tramadol, Percocets, so many opiates out there, and you'd be surprised the amount of people that are hooked on opiates. Walaikum salam. What's going on, people? Should we wait a couple seconds before? I just thought I'd, let people know what this topic was about. Got a load of people joining. What's going on, people, man? If you can, please start sharing this. Honestly, I don't think people realize how much of an issue opiates. When I say opiates, I put heroin in that bracket also. So, because that's what it is. The amount of people hooked on prescription opiates, especially in the United States, even in England, the amount of messages I get from our own Asian ladies hooked on tramadol. I had my own uncle who is hooked on tramadol, still on it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Shamim. Assalamu alaikum, my Yahweh. Okay, yes, Maghrib time. Inshallah. Okay. Wa alaikum salam. Okay, so I want to get straight through it. Straight to it, sorry. In the UK, and along with America and many other places. One second, let me slide this over. Okay, so I don't get distracted. I can't read the comments. Keep commenting. Inshallah, I'll reply. I'll try to go back to them. If you've got any questions afterwards, hit me up. Okay, opiates, big problem. Heroin, huge problem. I was hooked on heroin for about 10 years. 10 years. First time I smoked heroin was in prison. My own fault, completely. I blame myself. I don't blame anybody else. Karma. I sold so much heroin, it was crazy. Got a 6-year sentence at the age of 22. Went to jail, and I was still selling heroin in prison. So I'm selling heroin, smoking weed. Heroin runs out. I'm sorry, weed runs out. And I remembered years ago when I was younger asking someone what heroin was like. And he was like, you know that weed you smoke? It's like that times 100. So being a 22, 23-year-old little kid in jail with, a lot of heroin around him, I didn't know any better. So I thought I'd try this. Boom. First time I took it, I just remember smoking a joint. Yeah. And then being sick everywhere. And that was it. I was hooked for the next 10 years. I battled with crack cocaine and heroin addiction. Stole from my family, my loved ones, my children. Sold their PlayStations, Nintendos, TVs, anything and everything. Let a lot of people down. And I did try to fix myself in the process. It took me about 6 years. Remember this, 6 years of me trying to get off heroin before I finally did it. And it wasn't thanks to the government and the way they do things. I even tried to go down that road. What happens is, if you go to CGL or whatever drug recovery thing there is in your town, they'll give you two options: methadone or Subutex. I tried Subutex, I think for a few days, but I was still using on top. It wasn't happening anything. Then I changed and I thought I'd try methadone. Now with methadone, I actually stopped using. I'd go to the pharmacy, I'd collect my medication, do my thing, and I'd done it for a couple months. So I stopped using, my life was getting back on track. And then I'd try to bring myself down. So what I would do is I stopped going to the pharmacy every day. You can ask the pharmacy, gossip screen. They'll tell you. I started going every other day because I said to him, listen, I don't need it. It's more because I was genuinely trying to get clean. So anyway, I'd stop going every day. I'd start going every other day myself, dropping myself down, forcing CGL to drop me down because they didn't want to. Nobody wanted to drop me down. Now I ended up going. I can't remember what exactly it was, but I spent a weekend in the prison cells. I got nicked. Now I've been nicked before, and I've done heroin withdrawal, and it was nothing compared to what I was going through for them 3 days. And I didn't really understand. I was like, yo, what's this? I've sorted myself out. This is what the government's giving me. This shouldn't be. I shouldn't have gone through what I thought. That I thought I'd left heroin. Like, what am I doing? But bear in mind, I'm young at this time. I'm just trying to sort myself out and figure. And then I find out heroin's worse. This thing that the government gives you is worse than heroin. It's stronger. They say people don't use because it dopes you out, puts you to sleep. So anyway, I went back to using heroin. And I've done that for years. Years and years. And then I heard of this thing called naltrexone. See, the reason I'm doing this live is because you know what? This thing naltrexone saved me. Like, it gave me a chance to sort my life out. What it is, it's a heroin blocker, opiate blocker. So I actually had to get surgery done. So they placed this little thing, the little pellet. I had 3 surgeries done, to be exact. The pellets, the first 2 I got in England. They were quite expensive, about £2,500, but they keep you clean for 3 months. So when I was getting released from prison, the day I was supposed to get released, I hit on my sister and I was like, listen, I need this implant. I'll get clean in jail. I do the withdrawals, but then the minute I get released from jail, the first thing I do with the £42 discharge grant is I go to the fucking crack house. Excuse my language. I go to the crack house. So I knew, like, yo, I can't, this is it. Like, I've had enough. I need this implant. Luckily, my sisters, that's another thing. Family members, if you got loved ones who are hooked on heroin, crack cocaine, whatever, don't give up on them. That's the first thing. Everybody gives up on them. I'm so lucky that my sisters, my mum and that never gave up on me because that's why I'm here. If the problem is, especially in the Pakistani community, once someone goes down the route of crack cocaine, heroin, everybody drops them out. People used to tell my own mum, "It's Chora there, leave him, he's gone, that's it." I have mums ringing me all the time telling me that their loved ones are saying leave him. And I say to them, auntie, like, yo, look at me. If my mum left me, I wouldn't be here. So that's another thing. But this naltrexone thing gave me a chance to get my life back. Now you lot see the work I've done since I got clean. Obviously my implants have run out. Now it's just me. Alhamdulillah. I get the cravings to use heroin and crack cocaine every day. But the time I spent with this implant gave me the chance to get back to normal life. Life, without being around crackheads, crack dealers and all of that. But that's pretty much it. I just need your help. I need everybody's help. Especially, I've spoken to drug counselors and workers. This is what's crazy. This is what's made me do this live. I'm chatting to people who are supposed to be helping people get clean. And then when I told them, like, yo, I was on heroin for 10 years. And they're like, yo, so how did you do it? Methadone, And I'm like, nah. I clucked it out when I got a naltrexone implant. And they look at me like, what's that? And I'm like, what do you mean, what's that? You're a drug worker. You're supposed to be helping people to clear their life, like, get their life in. You don't even know what that is. Like, it's not like I went East Bumble, like, wherever to go get it. I went to London. I went to, it was a private clinic. It cost a lot of money. But it works out the amount of money that methadone costs and all these things. It's the same thing, but it gives you your life back. But they choose this other route. People who take methadone very, very rarely, like, basically, it's mad. Because I don't want to, like, because it's like kind of snitching. I don't want to snitch, but it's not like they don't know. I'm not naming no people. Most people on the methadone program only go on the methadone program because what the methadone does is it stops you from physically withdrawing. So your body, the methadone will keep you safe. So I won't get this. the shakes, the pain, and all that other stuff that goes along with it. But then I still can go to my dealer, buy some heroin and use. And 90% of the methadone, that's how it works. People are just using it as a way to, just keep them from clucking. But now tracks on. Let's get back to this. I want to switch things up. I want to change the way things are done. I've been speaking to people who work in pharmacies. I've been speaking to people who actually work with addicts, and especially now, there's a new thing called fentanyl. It's an opiate. It's a killer. Like, it hasn't even like. I think things ahead. It's in America at the minute, and it's like China. They've been flooding it from China. That's coming here. You see what spice and all that stuff. All these things are going to be mixed in our drug. Like, things are only going to get worse. We got to try to make them better. And I need your help. I'm going to start a petition, another one. We need to get this, like, the way things are going, it ain't right. It ain't running. I just want to make a change. Plain and simple. You see me, I'm out here. Jake, everyone, I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from. Like, I've been through it. I've lived it. I've tried their way, the government's way. Government's way didn't work. I'm out here. You see, I'm living proof. I'm doing the work. I'm out. I've not used in years. I think about using it every day. I still don't. Same time, I'm trying to give people hope. Trying to encourage other people to go out and make a difference. And that's it, man. Anybody got any questions, anything like that? There's about 17 of you out here. Yeah, I got the... Sorry, I probably look retarded at the moment. No questions. All right, that's it. So I'm going to start a petition. If anybody does have a family member who is suffering from opiate or heroin addiction, hit me up. We can chat in private. I know different clinics where they do offer the naltrexone implant, where they also offer a detox program. There's loads of things, and people don't really know about them. You know why? Because the drug workers and the governments aren't pushing these. And it's like, why are you not? Yes, what's going on, my brother Hector, man? All the way out here from, Brooklyn in the house, baby. My good friend. Grew up with him in America. Yeah, me. I'm trying, my brother. I'm trying to do this, man. I'm trying to, we got to do something in it. We're only in this earth for 70, 80 years maximum. I want to be, I want to make trust me, I want to make a change. I want to make a difference in this world, man. Bro, the more you talk about it, does it not urge you at all? Well, listen, my brother, I work with man that I used to smoke crack with. How about that one? Every time I see him, I know, and he's one of them guys, if I gave him £20, he'd go buy the food. Come on, bro. Everywhere I go, I think about this thing. So it's not me talking about it now. In general, everywhere I go, like, I'm in my local ends. So obviously I'm gonna meet dealers. My friends sell crack. My friends sell heroin. My friends sell cocaine, which I can wash into crack. Like, yeah, I think about that shit all the time. I'm not just talking about it now. It is what it is. Let me read somebody. Linda, what's going on? Johnny, my brother, God bless, man. My mum was a heroin until she passed away. Sarah, you're absolutely right. A big factor, Sarah Hopkins, in regards to her mum. A big factor of me changing my life around was my daughter. She probably don't even know it. I'm gonna start crying now. My daughter. The thought of people ridiculing my daughter in the schoolyard, saying, your dad's a junkie, your dad's a nitty. That's what got me here. I'm just sorry your mum. I'm sure if your mum could have, she would have loved to do the same. But not many people make it out of that horrible thing called heroin addiction, man. Trust me. Epidemic, especially. And I keep talking about America. I grew up in America. I spent 10 years there. My boy Hector's watching now. I've known him since God knows when. A lot of my old friends who I've grown up with which is I find so crazy. Hooked on heroin, hooked on opiates. They message me all the time across the road, from across the Atlantic Ocean. So it's an epidemic everywhere. It doesn't discriminate. We're all going through it, man. Shamim Oscar, Jazakallah, thank you. My brother Hector, I ain't no one to look up to, man. You know what? Let me tell you something about this. Hector's watching right now. Remember when your mum caught us smoking cigarettes? Oh, our first time ever getting caught cigarettes was with the brother here who's watching. How old were we then, man? Talking about, oh, she's at work. She's at work. He was hanging out with his window smoking a cigarette. Yes, my brother Zam. Yeah, feel free to PM me. No, you know what? Changed by the blood, Sandra. The cost, it actually works out cheaper. You know that. I've done the maths. I'm sending someone to Serbia in inshallah in about a month. That thing is gonna cost just over 2,000, like £2,100. So just say with the flight and the hotel, £2,500. He's getting detoxed, and he's getting detox, and he's getting the one, like, so he's going to be there for a few days, and he's getting the 1 year implant. Do you know the methadone program costs £5,000 minimum per patient, depending on how much methadone they're actually on, and you'd be surprised they overdose people like crazy. People walking around like zombies, 60, 70 mil of methadone. It's mad. My brother Johnny, no blessings, man. We're just out here. You know that, my brother. Hold on, I'm just reading these. Linda, you know I'm always real, man. Dave Bailey, we all love drugs. It's not the drugs that we love. We love the feeling that we get while we're on them. Which is not being us. But for some of us, we know where that would leave us. See, my brother, look. Zam, what was I talking about? I've been prescribed diazepam and tramadol since this week to manage pain in my leg. What you've just said on this live worries me in case I become... Bro, it should worry you. Let me tell you something, and people may not even like this. I'm a firm believer that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created the cure for all ailments on this planet, on this earth. And before you take tramadol or diazepam or something like that for pain relief, why don't you try cannabis edibles? Cannabis is the way. I'm telling you. Allah is created, it's not created to get high off of them things there, but for its medical use, come on, man. Cancer chemo ain't saving nobody. Cannabis is, though. Man-made chemo, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created the weed. You get me? Yes, Johnny. Yeah, Midtown, yeah. MCS, baby. We were bullied a lot. She never met my kids, but I know. No, sorry. She's at my home now. Also, who your mum? Tell your mum I said wagwan. Out here. I'm joking, man. Just tell her I said hello, bare love. But okay, I'm just trying to, walaikum salam, taking methadone is like dangling a carrot from heroin. Mukhtar, you love these carrots, didn't you? You know what it is? My friend Mukhtar, I caught him with a carrot in his bum once. And I never let him forget it. You know? Mukhtar, say hello to the people, man. Little carrot dangler. But anyway, listen, that was it. I'm going to start petition. I am going to... There is levels to this. There's levels to everything. And I'm going to carry on trying to level up to the next level. 2 years ago, I was in crack houses. This year, you see the work that is... The proof's in the pudding. Inshallah, I'm just going to carry on going up. As long as the cause is right, as long as my heart's in the right place, my intentions are pure, my intentions are one thing. Get to Jannah, raise my children right, and try to take a lot of you with me. Plain and simple. Assalamu alaikum. Love, peace. Take back the block. One way to recovery. Unite for humanity. Peace. Assalamu alaikum.